Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ghazali bin Zulkarnaini. Today I would like to present my individual topic of the ITT 733 presentation to Mr. Kamarul Arifin bin Abdul Bashir. The topic that I was choose is the software-defined networking, the software-defined LAN, or we call it SD-LAN. The contents of the SD-LAN is the first one is the introduction. The second one is the definition, the concept and key layer. Number 3 is features as virtualized controller and benefit. Number 4 is how SD-LAN is changing the LAN landscape. Number 5 is the difference between SD-WAN and SD-LAN. Last but not least is a conclusion. That decouples the network control and forwarding functions, enabling network control to become directly programmable and the underlying infrastructure to be extracted for application and network services, whereby SD-LAN or software-defined local area network is an emerging technological concept that aims to extend the principle behind software-defined network and network function virtualization (NFV) to access or edge layer of the enterprise network. The concept of the SD-LAN is to change the management from a device and command-centric approach to a network-wide policy-based approach with the capability of the feedback mechanism to automatically react on certain condition. The distribution of this policy is done by the controller that could be either deployed on-premise or in the cloud. This allows network engineer and administrator to respond quickly to changing the business requirement. So this is the SDN architecture and key technology, figure 1. And figure 2, we can see here is the SDN setup between application control and infrastructure layer. And this is the SDN network concept. We can see here it have 3 diagram here. The first one is a traditional on-premise LAN WAN, and number 2 is the cloud managed diagram, and this is the SD-LAN network concept, whereby SD-LAN takes it further by enabling greater control of the enterprise network down to the application layer, to the application layer, and providing deeper insight into the network's performance and use. And I would like to talk about the key layer. This is the key layer architecture. We have the application optimization here, and we have identity driven policy here, and we have editable access layer. And number 4 is the cloud management, and the fifth one is the open API. So this is the key layer that SD-LAN have. I would like to talk about the features SD-LAN features as a virtualized controller. Number 1 is a zero-touch provisioning, meaning to say that it involves technical features such as auto discovery of a device, switches, access point, camera, and auto provisioning from template configuration based on the customer defined segment. This includes automatic or scheduled firmware update with no network downtime and fast onboarding of additional network equipment. So number 2, the features of SD-LAN is application awareness. Using deep packet inspection technology, SD-LAN enable visibility up to the application layer to traffic prioritization and bandwidth management. Okay, and with analytic tools provided by some vendor, this help network administration to identify if a user reported problem is caused by the network or caused by an application. Okay, so this is the awareness of the application awareness of the features SD-LAN as a virtual controller. And number three, it also has the role-based authentication. SD-LAN role-based authentication enable network administrator to segment the network and define the access of different user based on their rules. For example, staff, guests, BYOD devices, and IoT machine. And number four is it has a full policy integration between the LAN and WAN. Under SD-LAN, SDN architecture, SD-LAN should have integration with the WAN under a single equipment. And the goal is to have a full policy integration between both the local area and the wide area network in order to fully streamline the network structure and process and build agile network. And number five is extending network segmentation to the LAN. Guest user need access to a Wi-Fi and being able to quickly and easily create a guest portal that automatically segment their traffic based on the present policy is important. Number six is a software-defined ratio, meaning to say that as SD-WAN, where traffic is sent over different uplink based on dynamic network condition, it is possible to use software-defined ratio to switch between the 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz based on network condition. Okay. And number seven is the features as the virtual controller. It has a centralized network management, centralized orchestration platform that provide dashboard features for network planning, monitoring, configuration, management, change management, access management, guest and reporting. Okay, so after I explained about the features of the SD-LAN as a virtual controller, so I would like to explain the SD-LAN benefit. As a network management is concerned, is that LAN and WAN can now be managed under a single platform, whereas traditional LAN and WAN are managed separately, with LAN having more configuration possibility than VLAN. Sorry, than VLAN, WLAN, wide local network. So the first one of the benefit of SD-LAN is it can reduce provisioning lead time, meaning to say that with a zero-touch provisioning, network administrator or service provider hope to reduce provisioning lead time, since devices no longer need to pre-configure before installation. And number two is automated network configuration. The goal is to be able to quickly onboard, activate and deactivate, configure, change or update the network setting with minimal manual work and little to no network downtime. This means network can more easily adapt to the business needs of the customer rather than the other way around. And number three is the benefit of the SD-LAN is the shorter repair time. SD-LAN self-healing and self-optimizing function can lead to shorter repair times and consequently lower cost to maintain and manage network. Number four is a policy-driven access. With the policy-driven access, enterprise customer can strengthen the integrity of their network and protect themselves better from unauthorized breaches by better segmentation of network and by controlling the data traffic flows to this segment. Number five is it is scalable. The scalable nature of SD-LAN will also help to manage around the different lifestyle of the existing network in order to more gradually transition into a fully software-defined environment. The software and policy-based nature of SD-LAN made it easy to add new features. And number 6, it can reduce the cost. And number 7 is improve security, meaning to say the traffic monitoring and customized signature for IoT application traffic that provide application visibility and control right at the firewall on the access point and a unique identifier for each device. So now, how SD-LAN is changing the LAN landscape? Number 1, it increased operational efficiency. SD-LAN SD-LAN implementation are self-optimizing, self-organizing, self-reorganizing, self-configuring, and self-reconfiguring in recognized in changing condition. Okay, and then it reducing capital and operational cost. And number 3, it increase scale and flexibility. And number 4, planning for change. Number 5 is granular network protection. And number 6, value connectivity. So what is the difference between SD-WAN and SD-LAN? The first one is really all about application performance. SD-WAN extract underlying transport layer details, enabling enterprise to focus on what important to their business goals application. Number 2 is automated connectivity is a boom to network admin. And number 3, WAN optimization is still very key to application performance. Number 4 is extending network segmentation to the LAN and segment their traffic. And number 5 is software defined ratio. And number 6 is SD-WAN and SD-LAN together. Meaning to say that Wi-Fi access point, controller, WAN optimization, appliances, switches, router, each gateway are different pieces of the puzzle that comprise the LAN and WAN. For all these pieces to work cohesively together is a single unified network fabric. It is imperative that the concept of the software-defined architecture extend to both the LAN and the WAN. So, for the conclusion, okay, I would say that SD-LAN built on the principle of the software-defined networking in the data center and software-defined wide area network to create a new approach to adaptable, flexible, and cost-effective wireless and wired access network. This built an application and policy-driven architecture, unchaining hardware and software layer while offering self-organizing and centralized managed work that are simpler to operate, integrate, and scale. SD-LAN is not necessarily a cloud-based. Cloud-based is only one possible deployment model. A customer with higher security requirement may opt for a virtualized boosted deployment in a more dedicated environment, for example, on-premise or at the data center. Thus, it would be myopic to view SD-LAN simply as a cloud-based solution. So, number 3, SD-LAN built in a principle of SDN in the data center and SD-WAN to bring specific benefit of adaptability, flexibility, and cost effectiveness and scale to wired and wireless access network, while providing mission critical business continuity to the network access layer. It is an application and policy driven architecture that unchanged hardware and software layer while creating self-organizing and centrally managed network that are simpler to operate and integrate and scale. And to summarize, SD-LAN technology combine the existing function of the managed LAN WAN network with features coming from 4 other IT solutions, which is identify and access management and network performance. Number 2 is network performance monitoring. Number 3 is application performance management and big data analytics. So with that, that's all my presentation of the SD-LAN software-defined local area network. And Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.